Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and they just released a massive update, and this is the kind of community crunch, and I'm going to walk you through because there's some really important things that people didn't actually realize were actually being released, and major changes both for PvP and for the PvE official crowd. And that also includes unofficial tribes, but I'll get down to that in just a second. This is probably the biggest update that they have released since they've released Ark Survival. It really is, I mean, if you want to play this game honestly, this is one of the biggest updates that Ark has actually ever released, and one of the best ones. Now, let me go ahead and tell you why, right? So obviously you can see that this is the community crunch, and it's 420 that just got released, LOL. They have 4 new things showing new games, new content, and all the kinds of stuff. And it's for something called Club Ark. If you haven't played Club Ark, I don't blame you. Let's start there, because it's not necessarily Ark. It's kind of mini games, right? Now, the reason that this is so important isn't for the mini game's sake. Well, it is kind of, but the big thing is you can see there's basically a final chapter Ultimate Survival on Switch. Cool. If you play Switch, you know, I don't mean to sound rude, you're still playing the original Ark. It's great. I hope you're having fun. But the more important thing is to actually see this stuff right here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 mini games that are being introduced. And with that, you can see to mark your calendars for July 31st as we roll out our latest update packed with a brand new mini games that are sure to delight and challenge. Now, this is where it gets crazy. This right here. We're happy to do this, right? A pain point, and if you haven't played official or unofficial PvP or PvE, what happens is people block off access to artifacts, which is one of the most frustrating things in all of Ark, right? Because you can't do tech. Like, literally, you might be on a server or any server of PvP value, and you have to buy artifacts from people using either real life money, in-game currency, in-game something, whatever you want to talk about. It's like something that people used as a serviceable tool. Now, they are getting rid of that by adding Club Ark, because you can actually earn artifacts by doing these mini games and just spending a little bit of time grinding that out, making Club Ark incredibly valuable. And that's July 31st, by the way, they're adding that. Now here's the next thing, right? It's not just that. You can see wardrobe, consumables, and a dino store as well. One of the most frustrating thing, you can see there's a cool rare color, so they're going to add something that you can only essentially get inside of the dino store. They're adding 4 huge points for people that were literally locked and controlled by people on official servers, on PvE, PvP, and even unofficial servers. And they're adding it so you can actually acknowledge and get these things inside of the game without having to buy. You can actually earn them by running these mini games, right? Now, the big things that I like, right? This is huge. The artifacts being added. That's for those of you that have played officially, you understand how huge when I say it's huge. If you're on a server where someone only wants to have access to, they're the only ones that have access to the artifacts, and because they've locked down all the caves, kind of sucks, because you still want to play. You don't want to lose all your progress, so you can actually earn them in the Club Ark store. Now, the next things, right? The dino store, huge, to get a rare color as well. That's pretty awesome. That's just something that's fun. Consumables is a really neat thing to add. We'll talk about why in just a second. And then this is really unique as well. A new item will be added to the weapon and armor stores, which basically means that you can get a limited use repair kit. So I don't know if you know how valuable that is, especially in a PvP sense, even PvE. If you can quickly repair something, a repair kit in the, if you want to call it the field, or when you're running around, and let's say someone snipes your chest off when you're using a tech suit, and you can repair that as you're going out of the sky or as you hit the ground, that's a huge thing. Now, it's a one-time on-the-go repair kit for each piece of armor, so it's not like a full kit, so it's not totally broken, but that is a massive thing. It's going to mean that playing Club Ark is going to actually have some value for both PvE and for PvP sense. Now, yes, obviously, these are things that some people are like, oh, I don't see why it matters. Usually, this is only going to matter to your more hardcore Ark players, because this is something that they're going to be able to try, be able to use, and be able to play on a regular basis and earn special rewards that you can really only earn in this Club Ark zone. Now, it looks like there's some sort of like dodging, jumping parkour puzzle, running from Dodicarus, some sort of parkour puzzle in the sky, and then also like a race event, it looks like. Now, that's awesome, because they've only got so many events right now. The more they add, the better off we are. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, the Switch, I've never played Ark on the Switch because it's so, Ark is such an intense game. that to scale it down as much as you have to scale it down in order to play like Gen 2 and stuff like that on the Switch, I just haven't bothered to play. I don't know if anyone's actually played it on the Switch. Let me know if it's any good. I, again, have not, so that doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's bad. I just haven't. So keep that in mind. I mean, even looking at these like screenshots, the graphics aren't that great, but you know, that's kind of why I play this game, because I think it's so pretty. Like, look at all like those are just terrible polygons in the background. But Ark is such an intense game. I don't know how you'd play it on the Switch, but that's me. You know, I don't know how I would do it, at least. So anyways, yeah, so that's pretty cool. And the next major news, right? They're continuing to add mods. Now, for those of you that are like, oh, I'm a hardcore PvP player, I'm a hardcore official player, that's fine. They are kind of adding like a flex between unofficial and official servers, because if you haven't seen it yet, they're really cool. And they essentially are adding mods right here. You can see this right now to their kind of like official maps, if you want to think of it that way. Now it is a locked off area that you can only access. So it's like mod servers that they have officially running on their part. And you can actually see that there's actually part of the game itself, so on and so forth. And you will be able to start doing new maps like Astraeos. And I'll go ahead and go up to show you what I mean by all this, right? I gotta go back up to the top right here. So you can see new servers are available on the premium mod map Appalachia. Now that's pretty cool, because you can see a proto Ark. Basically what they're doing by this is they are literally having mod that you can play premium mod maps. So you have to buy the mod, but it's cool because you can actually go play something that's not totally official, but still run by them, so you know it's going to be operational, and you don't have to worry about someone shutting down servers, or someone like me who hosts a cluster has to change things for certain reasons, right? Now, all of that being said, that's a big difference, because they're adding more and more of these mods, and I want to see them do more and more, because essentially what we're doing by this is we're testing and they're checking what they can actually get away with and what they can use for Ark 2. Now, the more crazy stuff that they put in the game, the happier I am, because the more different options we have that are available to us in Ark 2, the better off the game is going to be. Now, some people argue against that because they simply want to just play base Ark, right? Ark 2 is going to be nothing like Ark 1. It's going to be a Souls-like combat system is what they're telling me, and it's going to be much more hardcore, more difficult to earn things, unlike Ark 1, where you've got like strategies to just mass produce crazy amount of stuff. Not going to be like that in Ark 2. So just keep that aware, because the more I see stuff like this and them kind of sponsoring this, like this Appalachia map, the happier I get, because they're just going to change the system of Ark, and I'm hoping for that when Ark 2 gets released. Now you can see new premium mod map Astraeos. This is the one. Obviously you can see that this isn't the one here, but it's a new map that's being made. I'm going to give you a hint. There's a good chance this inevitably gets added to the base game, because Necatus's stuff, one of the actual creators of Fjordor and Svartalfheim, this one I think is going to be added for sure to the game, and I think that's going to be the November one, like that hidden update that they were talking about. I think that's going to be it. But he is one of their main, I think he works for them quite literally, and yeah, he's got some really awesome stuff, and adding another map from him is something that is just amazing, because Fjordor is one of the most popular maps. Svartalfheim is amazing as well. It's a map that's really unique, and there's a premium version later on in the year, so on and so forth, right? Now, the last thing is kind of more reminders than anything else. The center server transfers are now open, which means that people playing on the center, which is easy mode compared to Island and Scorched Earth, can now go forth and raid, and people can counter raid the center servers. Now, that being said, make sure you move your stuff off of the expire servers, which I think is really cool. You can see that means that people that are 10 o'clock on August 3rd, you will lose all of your stuff, because they're getting everything ready for Aberration now and hosting all these additional settings, all that kind of stuff. You need to move your stuff, because that's just how it is. So make sure you get that done soon. Now, the bonus rates on the official network, obviously you can see it's the weekend time. So small tribes, I am playing small tribes right now, because people are like, Teach, you can't play official, you're not good, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll show you what I can do. So I've been playing some small tribes. Weekend events are super nice. You can see 26th to the 12th of August, because of the actual Summer Games colors for the whole event. Basically what it means is the Olympics are out, so we're getting the bonus rates, which I always appreciate, because it's just nice, right? And you can get all these really neat colors in the game. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. Mr. Miola, awesome creator. I don't know who this person is, but they have a really cool looking house, so I can't disagree. And then my favorite part is scrolling through some of these artwork things, because I think they're super cool. Even some of the screenshots, like this is a really beautiful screenshot. But yeah, all of that being said, it's I mean, People hated Ark when it came out, and I understand it, right? There were some major mistakes that Ark as a company made. Snail Games made big mistakes, but events like this, and then when they add things to the game of this quality, where they're adding this new content, making the actual quality of life for most players better, you got to appreciate that. So I really enjoy that. So it's something that I think is one of the biggest updates they've ever released, is adding this kind of stuff to the game. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of my opinion. If you want to leave a comment and tell me what you think below, go ahead and do that. But that's kind of where I am at right now. But again, that being said, if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for that algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. I'm getting stoked for AB to come out and some other maps. The game is starting to get a little bit more fun again for me because they're adding more stuff. So hopefully you're enjoying it as well. But anyways, other than that, Teach.